The Milwaukee Bucks needed a big game from Giannis Antetokounmpo on Thursday night. Boy, did they get it. After a disappointing in Game 5 in Boston, Antetokounmpo was fearsome in his return to the Bradley Center for Game 6. The Bucks were able to keep their defensive intensity up, and we got the game most of us expected from Antetokounmpo in a return to his home court, complete domination on the biggest stage. The game started out much the way we've seen in this series, sort of kooky. It was another low-scoring affair as the first half closed with Milwaukee leading, 49-38. The Celtics couldn't get things rolling offensively, and were saved by baskets in the paint in the first quarter. Boston scored just 15 points in the second period, saving themselves with makes from beyond the three-point line. The real story of the game came in the second half. Antetokounmpo would not let up from the gas, scoring both as the Bucks center and on the break. Milwaukee's franchise player matched up against Al Horford all night long, and the battle between the two was intense. Both seemed to want to muscle each other, and for different stretches they both got the better of each other. Brad on taking a ton of uncomfortable threes. We got 14 shots blocked a game at the rim in games 3 and 4. So, they're all coming into the paint. You gotta take the next best shot. We'd like to get layups, but they are converging and they are doing a great job of converging. Jared Weiss at Harrod Weisber, April 27, 2018. Boston battled back, eventually tying the game at 61-61 with 4:21 to go in the third. The Celtics' charge was led by Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Horford, all three of whom allowed Boston to make up a 14-point deficit. Boston played carry, allowing their young wings to do the work. Despite not having a fast break point until late in the third, they also didn't have their first turnover of the second half until there was little more than 3 minutes to go in the same quarter. Antetokounmpo, who couldn't let Boston's run continue after the tie, turned on the Jets to close the quarter, and Milwaukee entered the fourth period with a 9-point lead they would never cede. The fourth quarter was much of the same, with a matchup between Antetokounmpo, Horford, and Horford's backup in Aaron Baines. Several times, Antetokounmpo ran speed after starting with the ball on the opposite free throw line, going right at either Horford or Baines. But the Bucks star wasn't completely selfish. He managed to stave off tunnel vision, at times finding teammates on his spins to the bucket. A lot of talk was made about Antetokounmpo's poor performance in Game 5, a career playoff low of 16 points on just 10 field goal attempts. The Greek Freak made sure that didn't happen again, finishing the game with 31 points on 13 of 23 shooting, adding 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Malcolm Brogdon and Chris Middleton were amped up as well. Both finished with 16 points, and as a team the Bucks scored 25 points on the break, with 50 points coming from the painted area, topping Boston in both regards. For the Celtics, Tatum led the way with 22 points on 6 of 14 shooting, adding 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Terry Rozier continued his playoff emergence, scoring 18 points while nabbing 7 rebounds and dishing out 5 assists. Boston shot just 27.8% from the three-point line. Game 7 now heads back to Massachusetts, where we will see if Antetokounmpo can keep his foot to the floor and drive the Bucks past the second-seeded Celtics on Saturday.